Sorry, where it is? Yeah, I found it.
See,
Yes,
first
ma'am.
it's written here. Click that drop down.
Mm-hmm.
It will show you all the
Mm-hmm.
types of functions. Okay.
Most recently used, yeah. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, those are the ones which you used. Then it shows you all function. It shows you financial
Mm-hmm.
functions, date, time, math and trigonometric,
Sure.
statistics. So this will give you all the possible functions that Excel has. So you can pick up anything and start using any function. Let's pick up statistics. Come on. I don't know how much of statistics do you know.
Mm-hmm.
Can you select
No, I
statistics?
don't know, basically.
Okay. So
Yes,
statistics has
average,
average, average if, average ifs. Go down. Scroll down in the functions list.
beta list.
Yeah, beta distance, beta INV, chi-square distribution. Go down further.
It sank, ma'am. How much it?
So there is count,
Yeah,
count
it's not
A,
working.
count
Count
if.
here, yes.
Let's go to count function. Go up a little.
Can I do search here?
Yes, you
Yeah,
can just write up the first block. Yeah, right there C.
yeah.
It will show you all the functions starting from C. No, just select all of that. Yeah, right C. Press go. Yeah,
There,
so it's
ma'am.
giving you count blank, count if, count ifs. Right?
Mm.
These are things which will be useful
Yes,
to you.
ma'am.
There should also be one more. Just go, just take one level up. There should be a function count A, I think,
Which count only alphabet? I have used it.
which counts everything. 1 second, just give me a minute. Yeah, Anushka. So can you read what does count A do? Count A counts the number of cells in a range that are not empty. So what you can do here, the reason I brought you to this screen was, Anushka, and this for everybody. You can go to
Yes.
insert function, you can select what kind of function you want, and it will give you the complete definition down with what are the variables that it needs, right? So it is actually giving you the complete help that you need. Still, if you need more, there is this down, if you see, there is a hyperlink which says help on this function. If you click that, it will further help you with that function. Because obviously you can't be learning all the 400,
I found
500.
it.
Yeah. Click that.
It's not working. I think it's take time.
It could take time because it goes to
If
the
it's
internet and
working, it's
finds it.
taking. Hmm.
Yeah. So this will
Yes,
actually
it
give you
takes
the
time.
complete help with an example about the function. So that is how you should operate functions. Because you cannot obviously learn or understand all the functions. It will depend. Sometimes you want to use something. You go here, you check, you go to help if you need, or if you understand what is written in the text here, that helps you out. All right. Good job, Anushka. Okay, let me just see if everybody's in. So we have Rashi is in. Shivali is not yet here. Okay.
Good evening, ma'am.
Yeah, good evening, Rashi. Ashita is not here. Sakshi is here. Anushka is here. Vatulya is here. Okay. Okay, so we can start. We have 5 minutes on with the class. Yes. So Rashi, how was your experience? How has practice been? Did you try the functions we discussed?
No, ma'am. Sorry, I didn't try. I was not well.
Okay.
So that is why I'll this class and last class I'll revise.
If you don't try, you might just miss whatever we are studying. So please
Yes, ma'am.
don't miss it out. Okay.
Okay,
Okay.
ma'am.
Atulya, how
Thank
was it? Did you try all the functions we have discussed and a little more actually? From you, Atulya, I expect you to do a little more, huh? Because I'm assuming you know Excel quite a bit. You there, Atulya? Atulya, am I audible? There seems to be a problem. Okay, Sakshi, how about you?
Yes, ma'am. I referred to the notes in the drive and also tried practicing as well.
Huh.
Only the ones that we have done. I didn't go in deeper because I'm taking it a little slower. So, with whatever you have taught, that is the only bit I practice.
All right, all right. But the more you practice, the more you'll learn. I'm very glad with what Anushka
Yes.
has done because she has gone ahead and tried a little more, which is very good. Because that's when I'm confident that now she'll pick up any function. She wouldn't need my help anymore. Okay. So please ensure you all practice. All right. Okay. I think Atulya is reconnecting. I think his microphone is not working for some reason. Atulya, am I audible now? Can you message me over chat if I'm audible? Okay, let's start with count only now that we have Anushka's screen there. Anushka, can you take a new worksheet here or any sheet where you have numbers? Okay, Anushka's taken off her screen. Anushka, I thought we'll learn on your screen today.
Ma'am, actually, sorry, ma'am, but actually the net is not working here because if I go through my laptop, it's not working well. Internet. That's why I have to take off my desk.
No problem.
I'm so sorry.
No
I'm so
problem.
sorry for that. Shall
No,
I re-log in with my phone once?
no. That's okay.
Because it's breaking. Your voice is also breaking with my laptop.
Oh, then log in with your phone also. Log in with two
Yeah,
devices.
yeah.
But if you're on
Okay,
the
I
same
will try.
network, it won't help.
Okay. I will share my screen before. I don't think initial try. You try.
Atulya, you can hear me?
Good evening, ma'am.
Good evening.
Yes,
Ma'am,
ma'am.
How's Anushka's putting on her screen? Atulya, did you practice anything?
Not really, ma'am. I just read about some of other functions, but not much practice. Today is the festival in Nagpur city, so I haven't got much of time.
Oh, what festival is it today? Sorry, I didn't know.
It's a state holiday in all Maharashtra city.
Maharashtra?
So yeah,
Okay.
Hmm.
What is
It's
the
a
festival?
festival, or can
Shivaji
say the
birthday.
celebrate Shivaji's birthday. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, he should be cutting cakes. But I'm assuming you know most of the functions, Atulya.
I know the little bit of the in the last class. I know all of, like most of them.
Most of them, right? Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. Okay, okay. Okay, Anushka, can you go to arithmetic function sheet that you have made?
yes, ma'am, sure.
No, your computer is
Visible?
freezing. It's freezing.
Hello.
It's freezing, Anushka.
Is it visible?
Now it's visible.
But it's visible to me.
Okay, then you stop your share. Let me share my screen.
Okay.
Okay, so for everybody's consumption, what we will be doing today is we'll start with lookup and reference functions, which is we'll do vlookup, hlookup, and those functions, which will be a little more complex. But before that, we will do some more basic stuff which we have still missed out. So one, I wanted to show you all count function, which we didn't do count, right, last time? Yeah, so count very simply does a count of all the non-blank numbers in your data. And let me do this, let me put it here. Okay, so if I do a count over this series, what will be the answer? So count only counts all the numbers that are there. That's why it's counting 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6. 6 numbers is what it is counting. Okay. If I want to count characters or it's a mix of any kind of text, I will have to use the function count A. Okay. Count as a function will not count blanks, and so this will not be counted. But if I use count blank, which is also another function, I'll go ahead and count all the blanks in my data. Is this clear? So this one is count blank. This one is count A, which is a mix of any type of data, text or numeric. And this is for simple numbers. You also have count if. And what happens in count if is I can say count, give it the range, and tell it count only if it is greater than 2. So it says 4 numbers are greater than 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Is this clear to everybody? Any doubt? Anybody? Anushka, clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So then we can move to the next thing, and let's start with so I'll come to the home thing where I had done this bit. Yes, we'll talk a little bit about conditional formatting. Do you all understand what is conditional formatting?
A little
Has
bit
any?
idea.
Okay. So conditional formatting is used where
Excuse me,
whatever
ma'am.
yeah.
Ma'am, can you please explain count if?
Okay. So count if is used when you want to put a condition, right? A better example will be here. So if I have employee satisfaction scores of some 686 employees, if I want to count how many employees have given more than 90 score, for example, I'll put a condition of greater than 90. And this tells me 51 employees are greater than 90.
Okay.
That's how you'll use it.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you.
Because when you have too much data, you can't really count.
Hmm.
Like this was a simpler case, right? Example that I gave you. But
Yes,
when your
ma'am.
data size is big, and if you want to know how many employees are greater than 90, in this you can use count. You
Okay,
can put
ma'am.
any condition. You can put greater than 95, 14 employees.
Okay.
Okay, got it?
Mhm.
Now
Okay,
this
ma'am. Thank you.
condition can be greater than, less than anything.
Hmm.
You understand, right? Criteria can be
Yes,
anything.
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yeah, so I was asking what is conditional formatting? Does anybody have a clue? Atulya, you should help us with this.
I know, ma'am.
Tell me.
Condition
Whatever you know.
formatting. I have only used condition formatting in names, as in we can find the duplicate of names.
You can find duplicates.
Yes, duplicate names. We'll go to condition formatting. Like we
Huh?
have two sets of names. So we'll select all of that and we'll go to condition formatting. And then there will be in highlight cell rules, there will be last option duplicate values. If I go to duplicate values, they will tell
That
us.
you can do from here, no? Remove duplicates. So see
Uh,
this. If you have, for example, okay, if I want to remove duplicates,
hmm. Hmm.
I can, I think, do this. Done, right?
Okay.
So this is
To
simply to
find how
remove.
many duplicates are there. Okay, ma'am. I was not aware of this.
Okay. So you have a remove duplicates in your Excel.
Okay.
Okay. Anybody else? Any thoughts on conditional formatting before I go ahead and explain?
Hello.
Yeah.
Ma'am, basically conditional formatting that's help in formatting the cells and give us the extra looks, different look. I mean,
Yeah. It does a formatting basis a condition. As simple as that.
yeah, yeah. Uh,
Have you used it before, Anushka?
yes, ma'am. I used it.
Okay. Okay. Who
I
else has
used
used
it when
condition?
I
Yes.
using if function.
Hmm.
Then I used it.
Okay. So let's look at conditional formatting and how does it work. Now this could be a little different on a Windows platform. Okay, but broadly it will be same. Are you all able to see the same things on your screen? So what we can do in conditional formatting is you can set rules, or you can use these color scales and data bars. Color scales is it will put the highest value as green, then yellow, and then red. So if you see this, 93 becomes green, 98 is dark green. Can you see? The lower values get colored automatically. That is one. Now we can obviously choose the color range that we want. We can also have it in only green. So it's only shades of green. Okay. I can have it as a green yellow combination or a red combination. All right. Then I can have data bars also, which is quite interesting, which is like this. So can you see for 98 the bar is much longer, for 73 it's smaller. These are good to depict. When you want to make dashboards or something, these are very handy. Okay. You can also, you also have the option of putting up icons. So you can decide 93 can be a green icon, 73, 71 can be red icons, and so on. And you can also set a new rule for conditions. So you can say, and you can decide the color scale, data bar, or whatever. So suppose I say 3 color, and I say percent, and I wanted to take midpoint as 50. Highest values I want it as green, midpoint yellow, and minimum as, let me take it as purple this time. So this is what it does. Did you see?
Mm.
You also have the option of manage rules. So sometimes there is already, like here we have already created one rule, right? Now suppose I want to change it. So I can go and edit this rule. I can say take it as, say, 60% as midpoint. All right. And this is how you clear, if you want to clear. You can clear all the rules also from the entire sheet. This is very widely used when you make dashboards. So mostly in the last or the second last session when we'll be doing dashboards, you would be required to do it. All right. Okay, then let's move to format as table. These are simpler ones. Format as table, cell styles. I'll leave it to you to really explore what is in there. Okay, charts we will be doing in the next class. Okay, the next one that we will be doing is data validation. We'll be doing named ranges. So you can actually define names for a range. For example, let me just put this here. Sorry. Okay, these are some names of students, okay, and I have their scores here, for example. Oh, you could use the function here rand between and say give scores between 70 to 99. And this is how the function works, right? Now I can define the name for my These are already my named things. So I'll do create from selection, top row. Okay. Yes. So we'll name as student names. And this range we will select is from here. Okay. And I'll say okay. All right. And then I'll create another one. So if you say student names has become another range, right? Now I'll create another one with say these scores, call it student scores. All right. Now anywhere on this sheet or in the workbook, in fact, if I want to do a sum of student scores, I can directly use it. Did you see how did it pop up? It has automatically selected the student scores list range. Okay. If I want to see what are the average scores, I can do average and say student scores average. What is the advantage I get here? What's the point of doing this? I don't need to go and select the range. The range is now named, so it's very easy. All right. Okay, any doubt anybody in this?
Yes, ma'am.
Is this clear, Rashi?
No, ma'am, the names are ranges. What does that mean?
So what I've done is to this range, I have given a name student scores.
Yes.
Okay.
Hmm.
And to this, I have named it as student names. All right.
Hmm.
Now, if I go here and say sum of, and I remember that I have named it as student scores, I can select student scores. Because this range is already named, it will give me the sum of all these.
Ma'am, understood this part, but
How to name it?
students name part, yeah. How
So
to
what you'll
convert
do?
how to convert the names in range part.
Yeah, so you will do a create from selection. Sorry, let me just do it on another worksheet here. Yeah. Let me just take a new workbook because, yes. Are you all able to see my screen?
Not yet, ma'am. It is visible now.
Okay.
Visible, ma'am.
Yeah, so if I have names, for example, A, B, C, D, E, and F, and let it be at that. And I have scores, which I have like 23, 43. Okay. Under formulas, I have the option of defining the name for ranges. So I go to define name. Okay. I enter a name. So for example, I want to call my range as names, and I select the cells which I want to have under this. Okay. The other way to do is I can do create from selection. So I, for example, select this, create from selection, say top row is the name. Okay. Now if I say there are two ranges created, one is names and one is scores. Okay. Now anywhere that I want to use it in the workbook, it will work here also. I can say sum of scores because this range is already defined, and it will give me the sum. So I don't have to go back and select this particular range. The other way to do the same thing could be, when I want to do a sum, I do sum, then I go back here and I select these cells, right? Because I have put a name to these cells, I can straight away write scores. Is that clear now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah?
This part is, yeah, ma'am.
Okay, now another interesting thing, let me pick data from here only. 1 second. Now what we'll be doing is called a dependent drop down. Okay. So how you go about it is, we can define names and I say country and I select the range as these two. Okay. Oh, sorry, not here. This will be in your data validation. Yeah. Under your data validation, I can create a list. Okay. Put a source of these two. Okay. So this then allows me to pick up a country, right? Now.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Ma'am, can you go again and can you zoom it a little? I'm actually using Excel side by side.
Oh,
Uh,
is this better?
yes, ma'am, it's better.
Sorry. Oh. Created a drop down, no? Okay, let me just create the first drop down here. And what I will do is in data validation, I'll say list and give it the source as these two. Okay. So I have India and US. And here, now what I want to do is if somebody picks up India, it should do a second drop down of these states. All right. So this is my drop down for country, and I'll have the next drop down for states. So here I'll put a data validation again, pick up list, and put the source as indirect. Okay. Just a second. Just give me a second. Just give me a minute. Huh? Something is not working. There's something wrong that I'm doing. Validation. Oh no. Yeah, so here it is. Is my sheet visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think, let me show it to you afresh because otherwise you'll get confused. So when you need to create these dependent drop downs, and this is a small example I'm giving you, you could have bigger ones, okay? So first what you need to do is you need to create a named range.
Ma'am, your screen. You haven't sorted your share screen.
Oh, sorry. Is it visible now? I have to show you on book one. No, book one is done, so I should show you on book two. We'll do it fresh. Yeah, is this visible now? Can you see country
Yes, ma'am.
names and states?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So when you're doing dependent drop downs, what you do is first you do a range name. So you create from selection, okay, and let there be ranges named as India and US, right? So that's what I have done, okay. Now I'm creating the first drop down of country. So what I'll do here is I will put a data validation here, okay, and I'll say use from the list. And because I want only countries, I'm picking up in the source only the country names. All right. So now here I have the two countries. Okay. Now what I'll do in the second drop down is I will again put a data validation, and I'll say pick up the list. And here I'll use a function indirect, and I'll say pick up an indirect value from the first drop down because that's what I want to do. Okay. And then it will show me all the countries in that particular drop down. So what's happened now is if I choose India here, in my second drop down, it will automatically show me states of India. Is this clear? Another good feature to be used in dashboards. If you have two dependent variables and you want to put drop down filters on that, for example, if this was a data variable, state-wise population or something, then whichever country I pick, I could pick up the state and then get its population. So we'll come to dashboards. Have you understood this, how to do this piece? Is this clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So 3 steps to be followed. One is you create a range name for these. Then you do a data validation drop down here, list here and list here. In the second list is where you put the function indirect and say indirectly use this. So it indirectly goes to this list. Okay. All right.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, here what is the benefit of creating the range first? Because we can do it by also from the sale for the drop down menu list.
You can't. It will not reflect. If your ranges are not named, it will not know when you're selecting US where it should go. That's why your range name should be the same as the top row. Did you get it? You want me to explain?
No, I get it.
Okay. And please start practicing these because very soon I'll ask you to make a dashboard where you'll have to use all of this. The more you use, the better it is for you. Right? Okay, let me move to the next. So these are not saving. Okay, so that's a dependent drop down. Now let's move to
Ma'am, your screen is not visible.
1 minute. I'm putting up my screen. I've not yet started.
Okay.
Now the next thing that we are going to do is Vlookup. Or let's do this. Can we take a short break of 5 minutes, please? Is that okay? And then we start with Vlookup, HLookup, and those functions?
Sure, ma'am.
Okay.
So it's
Okay,
8:45.
ma'am.
By 8:50, please be back.
Okay, ma'am.
Yeah. Yes, is everyone back? Can you message me if you're back? Anushka's there. Okay. Atulya's there. Right, Rashi is there. Sakshi? Okay, so before we proceed, we'll do a small sort of a quiz, okay? And then we will come to the next set of functions. So what I want you to do is I will put up questions here in the chat is where you can reply, okay? Which is the right answer. So this is the first one, and this is from your first session. So if you wanted to make an absolute reference to cell E2, absolute reference, what would it be? And you all can reply in the chat. 1, 2, 3, 4. Which is the right option here? Absolute reference. Okay. Atulya says C. Anushka says $E, $2. Okay. Rashi? Okay. Okay. So everybody's clear. Good. If you had different answers, I needed to explain. So what is the value that this will return? Okay. You can have different answers. It's not that you have to copy. Yeah, Rashi? Okay. Sakshi? Okay. So Sakshi, can you explain it? Why is it 11? How is it 11? Can you unmute yourself and explain it?
So, ma'am, I mean, 2 plus, I mean, you just use the board mass rule here, if I'm not mistaken.
Right.
I just copied the same thing on Excel and I did. So it's using the
That's
board mass as a.
cheating.
Yeah, I didn't calculate it mentally, but as far as I know that it's board mass rule. You do plus and then multiplication and then you.
So first you do the brackets. That's why 4
Yeah.
minus 1 is what you do. Board mass, the first thing is bracket.
So
And
actually,
after,
ma'am, I after 10th I have to not gone to math. So I just know that it is board mass. So I just use Excel and I did this.
okay, okay. So in your Excel,
Got
if you
it,
remove
ma'am.
the brackets, just check what is the answer.
Without the brackets, is it?
Yeah. Does the answer change?
Yes, ma'am.
What is the answer without brackets?
13.
Okay. So that's the how much is the difference with the brackets and without the brackets.
13, yes. Without the brackets, it's 13.
2.
Rashi, is it clear to you? First, it does 4 minus 1, which is
Yes,
3.
ma'am.
Then does a 3 into 3, which is 9. And then does a plus 2. All right?
Okay.
Yeah? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's move to the next.
Then-
Yes, which is a correct syntax. Last one is what Atulya says. Okay. Rashi? Okay, so this was easier. Oh, is this and this one the same? Almost. Okay, let's move to the next. What will max of B3 to D7 give you? Okay. Sakshi?
1 minute, ma'am. I'll give you the answer.
Yeah. Don't put it in Excel and do the formula and tell me. Huh? Atulya, I hope you're not doing that. Sakshi? That's like copying. Huh? Okay. What is the mistake here? And Rashi, can you explain the mistake? Sorry?
It did not include the last month.
Yeah, did not include B8 in the range.
B8.
Okay. No, this you can't do like this. Okay, this one, what format is the best for things like ID numbers, zip code, phone numbers? Sakshi? Okay. What is that, Atulya? You're saying options are not accurate. Options are accurate. 1, 2, 3, 4 is what you can say. So this is about a restaurant bill where you have soda, 14-inch pizza, breadsticks, and tip. Tip is what you give to the bearers, right? And a total. Atulya, what do you mean by that if I'm missing something?
Ma'am, should there be a double inverted with before multiplication sign? I mean,
Ma'am, in the last question, I think I have a doubt. But the options are in like not accurate.
In
Can you just
this one
read the
or
ninth one, the previous one?
yes,
Okay, it says that IDs, zip codes, and phone numbers. The format for phone numbers should be a
with a
digital.
dash.
Sorry.
Phone numbers can be with a dash also, right?
Okay, and for the zip
Zip
codes,
codes, zip codes. So in India, your PIN codes are normally numeric, but internationally, zip codes are a mix of alphabets and numbers.
yes, and that's where I got confused. Whereas ID numbers are also combinations of numbers
That's why
and.
text is the right answer here.
Okay, then I'm fine.
Yeah. Okay. What do we do here, Atulya?
Yeah, I just remove the star mark. We add the tip in the total.
Add the tip in the total. Okay.
Yeah.
What is Anushka's view?
Ma'am, I don't understand why there is a 0.2 multiplication.
Okay. Okay.
That is actually the wrong part of the rules.
No, so tip is
Yeah.
sometimes given as 20%. No, so this is like
Okay,
20%,
that can be also.
right? If
Hmm.
it is 20% tip, then what should happen?
Then the word mass rule should be applied. The brackets should be there from
Yes. So you
before
should have
before
brackets
B2,
over
Yeah.
B2 and
from
B.
B2 to B4, right? And then multiply it by 0.2, which is 20% value goes as uh, tip. So the answer here would be the
Excuse
second
me,
one.
ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, without bracket, I think it should also give the right answer because it do the multiplication first.
Yes, it will give the right answer. I don't know the answer, but what it will do is only to breadsticks cost is where it will apply 20%, which is not fair, right? In a restaurant bill, over the total bill is where you apply your percentages, whether it is service tax or tip. In Indian standards, tip is normally a flat value, but you have the service charge, so you can take this as service charge of 20%. But service charge you won't apply over one dish, you will apply it over the total bill value, right? Not over B4 alone.
Yeah.
Isn't it? That's why you need to put brackets. Is that clear to everybody? I can proceed? Okay, so now let's move to lookup and reference functions. And how many of you all have used a Vlookup, Hlookup, or any of these things before? Anyone who's used it?
I have used Vlookup.
Okay, what is Vlookup? What is the full form of Vlookup?
Vertical lookup.
Yes, it is vertical lookup.
I mean, I've used
It gives
Vlookup.
the data from the left side itself.
Sorry?
It's take the data only from the left column itself.
Yes, it always
First
uses the
left
lookup
column.
value from the leftmost
Uh,
column. Right, right.
and I think Xlookup has
Hlookup is horizontal lookup.
Xlookup has recovered this form demerit of the Vlookup. Xlookup which is only used in the Office 365.
Yeah, Hlookup is not really widely used, but still you should know. So Vlookup basically looks up for a given value in a vertical list. And once you find that value, it would use that row and return the value from the specified column number. So it is a little bit complex, but is very widely used as a function. Okay. So here I've got this data. and we are going to use Vlookup. So let me do this. Let's use Vlookup. So I'm using Vlookup to find salesperson Tom. Okay. And the range that I'm using is this complete array. What I want to look for is which quarter was his sales. So for that, so my lookup value is Tom here. Table array is this whole array. Column index number. So this is column index number 1 and this is 2. So if I want to find out the quarter, I'll put 2. All right. And then there are two options in VLOOKUP. You have two options in VLOOKUP, which are either true or false, basis the kind of match that you're looking at. So here we would look at exact match. So I'm saying false. All right. What is it that this will return to me? This will return, it will go and find out where is Tom written here. So it finds it here. Then it goes to the second column, which is quarter, right? And it returns this value, Q4 2030. All right. If in case I wanted the sales value, I'll have to change the column from 2 to 3. That's what I have done here. So look for Tom in the array, third column. Third column means it will show me sales. All right. Now, in case I want to find out a particular value in a set, not something which is here. So for example, I do a VLOOKUP for a value of 1500 and I tell it to look for in this range where there are numbers. Okay. And I'm saying find it in this range only, and this is only the column to return. But here I'm saying do an approximate match. So in that case, what it does is it picks up this 1500. This can be done over numbers types only. Picks up this 1500, goes to the first cell, doesn't find it there, goes to the second cell. Here is finds that 2000 is greater than 1000. Sorry, 2000 is greater than 1500, which we are looking for. So it goes back and returns the first value. Now to do this kind of an activity, this list needs to be in ascending order. Okay. Now in case here I'm saying I'm putting true, which is, it is a, see, this is a true is my approximate match, right? If I put it as false, which is exact match, will it be able to find an exact match of 1500 in this? No, it will not. So it will throw back an error. All right. Okay. Similarly, I can also go and find a particular name starting with a letter. So if I do a VLOOKUP, let me try this here. You do a VLOOKUP, say for name starting from T. Okay. And I give it the complete range. And I say return to me the sales and do an exact match. What happens? It's not able to find T. It will look only for T because I said exact match. Hence it will throw an error. But however, don't get confused. For you, what is important is to understand the first one. Is the first one clear to everybody?
Yes, ma'am.
How do you do a VLOOKUP for a second column? The second one should be clear to you. How do you do a VLOOKUP for a third column? Is that clear? Now you can also do a VLOOKUP with multiple criteria. And this is quite interesting. So if I have data in this format, okay, and I want to change it to this format. So the data I have is names of people, their type of exams, and their scores. Okay. Or let me do this. Let me put this on another sheet to explain it to you. And this is quite interesting. So what you do here is first you will have to create a new column, and I'm calling it a helper column. In this column, I am actually concatenating the name and the exam. And I'm using a special character of a bar here. Okay. Can you see this, what I've done? With this concatenation, I've created this whole column. Okay. Now what I'll do here is, or let me just, yeah. Now what we'll do here is, we will VLOOKUP for, do you guys want me to put it up again? Okay, let's see. We will do a VLOOKUP. For what values? We will look up for so my value which I want here is a concatenation of this value and this value, right? These are the two values which I want to combine and find the score. So I'm doing a VLOOKUP of F3 and G2. Okay. And I'm looking up for this value in this range. And then I'm saying put up the second column from this range and do an exact match. Is this clear, or you want me to write it and show it to you? Which one is easier? Okay, let me just write it and show you. Maybe that will be easier. So we do a VLOOKUP. VLOOKUP is for this. And this. I'm creating the same value which I put in the helper. Okay. These values I'm looking for in this range. Right? And I want to look at column 2 and exact match. Is this portion clear? Yes, you will have to put here all the dollars. Why will I put dollars? What am I freezing? Here I'll
Table
freeze
range.
my F and I'll freeze my column here. And of course, I'll freeze the complete array. Okay, and then you can drag this formula. Is this one clear? Very interesting from a usability point of view. Are you all trying it? Is anyone trying it, or should I move ahead? Okay. But this I want you all to try whenever you get time. Okay, the next one is H lookup, which is nothing but a horizontal lookup, and I will not invest too much time on it. We'll just do the first one, which is, this is quite simple. You do a H lookup like VLOOKUP. This is a horizontal list. So for example, here in this data, I'll try and look for, say, apple. My table array will be all of this. Right? And I want to pick up the second row here. So it will give me the quantity here. And I'll do an exact match. Okay? If instead of quantity, I want to pick up the price, I will change the row from 2 to 3. So what I'll do here is do a H lookup and say I want to look for, so let's say we want to look for banana this time. Pick up the complete array, give it the row, which is 3 in this case, and exact match. So it'll give me the price here. All right. Now here again, if I give a B or something, it will not be able to find it, will throw an error. Right? And the last one I don't want you all to be really getting confused with. Okay. The next we will do is index. Now index is pretty simple. It returns the value wherever you give it the row and column number. So for example here, if I say index and I give it the range, which is this, and I say give me second row, second column, which is the value it will give me? Give me 2800. Okay. The next one I don't want you to try because that's confusing and not much of usability. However, this is quite interesting. So you can do a sum over index also. So if I do a sum and then I use an index function, and in the index function, I'm using this complete array. Okay. And saying use the first row number and 0 column number. What it does is this. What is this? This will be the sum of all these values. All right. So index will basically return the value basis the row or column you give. So here if you see 2 row, 2 column, if you change it from 2 to 3, the value changes to the next one. As simple as that. Okay. Let's move to match. So what does match do? It looks for whatever you are asking it to match in the array and shows you the position of that match. So for example, if we have match and I'm doing a match for Tom, I'm giving it this and I'm saying do a exact match. Then it will tell me what is the position of Tom. Sorry. So it tells me on which position from the list is that match. Okay. I can also give it a match saying, look for this value in this list. Now this is a smaller list. If it was a big list, it really helps. For example, I can say match and then say lookup value is this in this list and do an exact match. So I'll tell you it's at position 1. Like VLOOKUP, I can here also look for a match for a particular value. For example, I look for match for 1500. Then it does the same thing. This thing has to be in an ascending order for doing this kind of a function. However, this is not much use, so don't break your head on this. Okay. Okay, the next we're going to do is row, and row is very simple. What does row do? So if I say row, let me do it here. Very interesting stuff. No? It will return the row of that particular cell. So if I do row here, what will happen? It'll tell me it is the 18th row. That's all. Similarly, column will tell me the column number. So if I'm here, what will column give me? Let me, which is the column number. So this is the third column. And rows I use when I want to refer to a series. For example, I can say rows and select all of this. It'll give me how many rows are there. Okay. Similarly, columns gives me number of columns. Is this clear? Any doubt in VLOOKUP? VLOOKUP with multiple criteria. This is a little tricky one, so try it out once. It's about changing the format of something, how intelligently you can use VLOOKUP, while this is a simple VLOOKUP. Any doubts? I can proceed further. Okay, Atulya says a thumbs up. I'm glad. Did we discuss the concatenate function earlier? I'm not sure. This is what I used in the VLOOKUP with multiple criteria. The concatenate function, you can write it as is equal to concatenate, put the text. So for example, between two things, if I want to put a blank, I can use it like this, or I can use an ampersand sign. Let me show it to you because so you have concatenate as a function. Atulya, I hope it's visible to you. Yeah, so if I have, for example, first and name. So I can do a concatenate text1, comma, text2.
Ma'am, your screen is not
Ma'am,
visible.
screen is not visible.
Showed me shared screen. Okay, 1 minute. Is it visible now?
No,
Yes,
ma'am.
not yet. No.
Now?
No, ma'am.
Right. It's showing me shared screen.
Ma'am, it is written here, Protest has started screen sharing.
Okay, let's just hold for a minute. Let me know once you can see the screen so that I type them. Is it visible now?
Ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Oh.
Ma'am, it got freeze.
Now has it stopped sharing?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's see now. Started?
No,
Not
ma'am.
yet.
It's still showing the message.
It will take time and we have to wait for the few minutes.
Is it visible?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Can one of you share your screen? Anybody? Whoever has good internet right now.
I don't have good internet.
Okay, yeah, Tulya, thanks. Can you just put two text anywhere in two columns? Yes. You can write first name, middle name, second name. No, I want to put it in two different cells. Yeah. Yeah. Put the second name also in C cell, C column. Okay, now go to the D column. D3. Yes. So here you can write equal to concatenate CON. Yeah. Concatenate function. Yeah. Open bracket. Choose Rahul, comma. Choose Verma. Close bracket. Enter. Now you have done one thing. After Rahul, you have actually put a space. Can you go to B3? Delete. Enter. So can you see now Rahul Verma has come together. Now how should we put a space here? Yes, Atulya, you can show us if you know it. Anybody has any suggestion? Okay, Atulya is trying something. Good. Okay. Put a double quotes, okay? And then?
Give a space and once again double quotation. It will take a space.
Okay, good. So Atulya, you need to put a space. Yeah, put a double quote. A space inside the double quotes, yes. And then put a comma after double quotes. After. Yes. Enter. Okay. Now, if I want to do the same exercise without using concatenation, can you come to the second, can you come to D4 cell? Yes. Yes. Put a equal to. Instead of concatenation, you can use ampersand sign. So here you select first before. Put an ampersand sign, and sign. Now select C4. Enter. Does it work? There is a space somewhere after Priyanka. No? After Chopra? Before Chopra? How did the space come? Just go to C. No, in Chopra, just go to C. Go to the starting. Yeah, further, left. There's no space there? No? Okay. And in Priyanka, there's no space? Can you write 1, 2, 3? Enter. So there was a space somewhere. Okay, how do you introduce space in this case? When you use ampersand sign? Yeah, Tulya, if you know, you can put it. Anybody, any suggestion? Okay, double quotes. Good idea. Do it. Do whatever you understand, Atulya. I'm okay. And then we'll see if we have to change something. It's okay even if it's wrong, don't worry. We're trying. Okay, this says there's a problem with this formula. What do you think is the problem?
Ma'am, I think before C4 there should be again ampersand instead of comma.
Right. Absolutely.
Before C4, last one.
Remove the comma and put an ampersand sign. Yeah. Space कैसे आएगा तुले? You need to put double quotes with
No,
space
Actually,
in between the ampersand sign.
please keep a space between this double quotation.
Like this?
Yes. Space between the double quotes. Between. Yes. Whatever you write in between the double quotes, that comes down. Actually, if you write and there between the double quotes, can you go back there? Yes. Inside the double quotes, write and. A and D. Yeah. Enter. Can you see what happens?
Yeah.
Now, if I want you to write a statement, Rahul and Priyanka are friends, but Sumit and Rohit are not. Can you write that for me quickly? In any cell here. Using concatenation. No, not like this. You're using the names from top.
Okay, combination of this.
Yeah. So I want you to write Rahul and Priyanka are friends, but Sumit and Rohit are not. Using concatenation. for the names. If anybody else knows, they can help you.
I think you should have to put, yeah, right.
Okay, you can use concatenate function, yes. So that will
Ma'am, could
write
you please
Rahul.
study the sentences?
Rahul and Priyanka.
And write the wordings can be read in between. This will type in betweens, and I have to use the double quoted.
Yes, you have to use double quote. Otherwise, it is giving you the function and.
Rahul and Priyanka.
Yeah. Are friends. But Sumit and Rohit are not. So you're getting a hang of how to do it, right? What is the issue now? Rahul and Priyanka के बीच में space चाहिए अतुल्य. It's not well written.
Okay.
Before and, just put a space in the single quote, in the double quotes. That's all you need to do. Yeah, just put a space, yes. And after it also put a space, yes. Press enter. So when you practice it, that is how you will get smarter. Okay. Can you see how well you've written now? Sumit Rohit को क्या हो गया? Sumit and Rohit we said, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so what are you going to do there? So this is the reason I want you all to practice, because how much ever I show you, trust me, these columns, double quotes, unless you start doing yourself, you will not learn it. Good job. Right? Agree, Atulya? You need
Yes.
to do it yourself. Seeing it will not help you.
Ma'am, is it important for the practical use, this?
Yeah, these ones are widely used. What happens is when you have a list, you can stop your share, Atulya. I'll just share a database with you all. I hope my database file is here. Is my screen share working now? Are you all able to see a database file, Excel file?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am, it is visible.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So this is what we are going to do going forward. We will be working on this database. And let me just briefly take you through. So this is like a HR file where there is employee code, manager code, hire date. You all understand hire date, right? Hiring date. Service agreement, we can leave it or let it be there. Okay. Job level, performance rating for 2017-18, year of birth, gender, distance from home, manager changes, number of promotion, risk of attrition, potential rating, bonus, no courses taken, awards, manager satisfaction score, employee satisfaction score, salary of 2017 and 18, last promotion year, current role from how long, months with current manager, and departments. Okay, these are the fields in this database that you have. Now what I want you to do is, I have also given you here some more details about this data. So I have put a name for each of the manager codes. So I've called it manager underscore code. Let me call this also manager underscore code. Yeah, that's what it is. So for each manager code, there is a manager name, right? Similarly, for each job level, there is a job description. Okay. And under each department, there are different roles available. Now, what I want you to do is, so I've put up a set of questions which I want you to work and come back for the next session. Okay. I want you to add a column with the age of the employees. So you'll be able to do this.
This will take like Vlookups, no?
You could be using different things for this. So I wouldn't say use one formula. I'm asking you, how will you calculate age here if this is your data? Sorry. Yes. So you have year of birth, so you can calculate age.
Yes, ma'am.
So I would want you to add a column of age here. Okay, that's the first task. And second, what I want you to do is add a column which can classify distance categories as very near, nearby, average, far, and very far. So here, if you see, I have distance from office, distance from home. I want you to categorize this into different categories of very near, nearby, average, far, very far, 5 categories. If you have a doubt, ask me, because I want this. This is going to be like your first project which you'll be submitting, because we are finishing 3 sessions, which is half of your course. So I want you to do this and submit it. Okay. Then the next question I have is, how many employees rating has improved from 2017 to 18? So there is employee rating there. I want to know how many employees rating has improved. Okay. And fourth is, add a column of tenure with the company. What do you mean by tenure? What is tenure with company?
Period of working with the company.
Yeah.
Right. So how will you calculate that?
From hiring date to the today's date.
Yes. So that's how you'll use different functions. You could use today function. Then you will use a difference function, right? So here then you will add another column which will be tenure with the company. All right. Okay. Then I want you to find out how many employees have got awards and were promoted in 2018. So employees who got awards and were promoted. And how many female employees live nearby? How many employees have the same? You can take the birth year because birthday is not there. Or let's leave this question. So do this. This question you don't do right now. I'll come back to it. These two you don't do now. Okay. Then month-wise joining employee count. Give employee count for the month whose hiring dates fall in the same month. This you can do. Then insert a validation on hire date with only date in the defined format. Then I want you to give me which managers have employees with high tenure with them. And then the last one I want is add a drop down for department wise designation in the last column. So this last one is that dependent drop down which we learned today. What I want you to do is, you have departments here, right? I want you to create, maybe here only, another drop down which will have, so basis, if somebody selected human resources, it should give me a drop down for these. If the department selected is R&D, it should give me a drop down for research analyst, senior analyst, head of R&D, like that. Like the dependent drop down we did today. And leave that column blank. I just want a drop down there in all the cells. Okay. Possible to do? Any questions, anybody? Number 5 and 7 you can leave for now. If you're interested, you can do it. It's not that it's impossible to do with the knowledge you have. However, we can take it up later also. That's not an issue. And going forward, I'll be giving you questions on this database only. We'll work on this database. All right.
Okay, ma'am.
Any doubts here? Ask me. Otherwise, we will move on. The second one you all have understood how to do?
No, ma'am.
Anushka, Rashi.
No, ma'am.
तो पूछ नहीं रहे हो तो फिर then I'm expecting that you will come back with the answers. I want all of you to come back with the answers. So if you have a doubt, either you ask or you do it, whichever suits you.
Ma'am, actually we will first try because अभी तो डेटाबेस का बस ओवरव्यू देखा है ना, अच्छे से देखा नहीं है कि इसमें क्या है डेटाबेस.
अच्छा ठीक है. Anybody has any idea of what has to be done in the second one? While I understand what. So there is a column here of distance from home.
मीन्स कि जो एम्प्लॉय सबसे नजदीक है उनका ऐसे कुछ होगा कि नजदीक का अलग करना है, फिर फार का एक जगह करना है, समथिंग लाइक दैट.
हाँ, तो कैसे करोगे आप? क्या यूज कर सकते हो फंक्शन? कोई आइडिया है?
मैम एक कॉलम दिखा सकते हैं आप प्लीज? कहाँ से?
ये रहा कॉलम. You can't see?
Yeah. हाँ मैम, आप डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम होम में ड्रॉप डाउन में एक बार क्लिक कीजिए.
हाँ श्योर. सो डिस्टेंस फ्रॉम होम में मेरे पास वैल्यूज हैं 0 से लेके 50 तक. सो 0 से लेके 50 तक, बिटवीन 0 to 50 किलोमीटर्स.
तो फिल्टर से भी कर सकते हैं
मैम. तो फिर इसके लिए easiest पे ये रहेगा, जस्ट लाइक अगर इन ड्रॉप डाउन वैल्यूज जो है इन्हें एक असेंडिंग ऑर्डर में लीजिए एंड लाइक फ्रॉम 1 to 10 वेरी क्लोज, 10 to 20, 11 to 20 it's nearby.
ठीक है. सो वन वे ऑफ डूइंग इट. ठीक है. एनी अदर सजेशन? गुड सजेशन अतुल्य. But I want you to implement it and show it to me. Huh? So you will add another column here, which will have these values, right? Distance from home categories. जिसमें I want you to give me these categories. Very near, nearby, average, far, very far. ठीक है? Expectation ठीक है? Okay, any other method anybody can think of? Can you use a VLOOKUP here?
differentiate कैसे करेगा वीडियो?
Okay, let me
बिना
leave
filter
this here. Huh? Sorry?
मैम बिना फिल्टर के भी लुकअप डिफरेंशिएट कैसे करेंगे?
So I'll leave it to you.
I
I
don't
want you
know.
to think on this. I want you to think what are the other methods to do it, even if you know one method. Okay? Okay, any other question? Anybody has a doubt? The last one you all have understood, right? I want a dependent drop down.
Yes, ma'am.
Which is what we discussed.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. So I'm assuming everything is clear to everybody. So slowly, as we're going to go ahead now, things are going to get more and more complex. The next class we'll be doing what if, goal C, some of those complex things. And we'll be studying all the pivots and charts, I think. Let's see how much we can cover. This I'll be uploading you in your drive. Rather, let me do it right away. So that you all can pick this database and you can work on this Excel. Okay. Once you complete your job, what we can do is next Wednesday, we'll spend some time on checking what you all have done for these answers. And then we'll get into the class. All right. Is that okay? Okay, the name of this file is database, so I'll put it as database only. Just check if you're able to see the file. Yeah, is the database file visible to everybody now? Okay. With that, we can end the session for today. Any more doubts? Any questions? Anything you want me to change? Are you all able to understand? Any feedback? We'll be meeting again next Wednesday. Sakshi, you have something to say? We don't have Shivali today. She should have come.
No, ma'am. The database is visible on the drive.
All right, good. So use that and keep that handy because going forward, the next 3 sessions, we will be using this database only. All right. Okay, any other question anybody has? Atulya, Anushka, all clear? Any doubts? I want you all to practice. Please do not hold up your practice because otherwise you will miss a lot of stuff. I'm very glad that Anushka has really practiced this time. I want everybody to do it. All right. Yes, has anybody got to say anything or we can end the session? I need to hear from you guys. I
Ma'am,
hope
you
you all are
hope
not
in the
sleeping.
hello.
No,
Haan,
ma'am.
bolo.
Hello.
Yeah.
Ma'am, in last class you told me to that you should give me the example of I think relative reference where column and row.
We will do that. We will
Hope
do
you
that.
remember.
Yeah. We'll do
Okay,
it.
Manish.
I'll give you a good example of reference.
Ma'am, I want to know which is the most important function that should be used in a practical life means in an organization as a HR point of view.
These ones like Vlookup, that's why I gave you this database now. Things you will do here is what you will essentially use.
From the last class, I want to ask means there are too many. There were too many functions like now today, which all are very confusing.
See, it will depend, Anushka. Sometimes you have to find out average salary, then of course you'll use average, right? It will depend. But from a complex functions perspective, I'm picking up only those which are widely used. You can't say that these are the 50 functions which is what you will use. But the ones which are we are discussing here
Okay.
are what is predominantly used. You will very rarely go outside that. Like
Okay. And
Lookup,
one
I
more
don't think
question.
you'll ever use almost. Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. And X lookup is used in an organization or not? Hello.
Very rarely used. VLOOKUP is what is vastly used. You will need only VLOOKUP. You might not need HLOOKUP because you normally have vertical
Not
columns
H.
of your data. Huh.
No, ma'am, not H. There is a new function came in the market that is
Which is
X
what?
lookup. X for X-ray. That works only
Okay.
in Office 365. And
So,
it overcomes the few demerits of the VLOOKUP.
okay.
See, basically in VLOOKUP, we have to take the data from the first column only itself, first
Right.
most left.
XLOOKUP has changed that.
Yeah, change that it takes the only the column or the row from where we have to take, and it only
So, which
used in
means
the
eventually
I think
XLOOKUP is what VLOOKUP will become going forward.
I don't know, but I tried once in a Office 365 only one time.
Huh.
I copied it from the YouTube and learned it from the.
Yeah. Good. So I can see that you want to learn a lot of stuff. So yeah, you have these formulas which keep coming up as and when a new version comes. Like you're saying, this is with Office 365.
Yeah,
But for them to be used widely, it takes some time because a lot of places it will still not be
yeah.
available. Like I don't think any
That's
of
why I
us are
want.
using Office 365, right?
Uh,
But if you know
yeah, right,
VLOOKUP, you will be able to easily pick up XLOOKUP also, I'm sure.
right, right, ma'am. That's why I want to ask that from the organization point of view, VLOOKUP is the most important right now.
Mostly, yeah. Most organizations tend to use it. Not just that, of course, for average percentages, you use other small functions, but from a complex function point of view, yeah, VLOOKUP is widely used. Instead of VLOOKUP, a lot of people use index match, or a lot of people also use if. It is also your comfort. Like just now, I asked you to put something, and Atulya gave one way of doing it, right? There are 3 other ways of doing the same thing. It depends on which one do you choose. Okay? And there's nothing wrong in the way that you choose. Yeah, it is all about practice. Slowly you'll learn that, oh, there is a shortcut. I don't need to change the order of ascending, descending. I can do it some other way. Right? That's how you'll find out. That's why it's important that you practice. Okay?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, good. Any other doubt, Rashi, Sakshi? Okay, so I'm assuming there are no doubts.
No doubts.
And there will be doubts after practicing.
Yes, ma'am, that's what I have to
Yeah, so please don't miss out this assignment. Please ensure you do it. Keep it ready with you. Next Wednesday when we catch up, I want all of you to have this with you readily available, okay? With the
Sure, ma'am.
solutions.
Done, ma'am.
And don't worry if it is wrong also, we'll discuss it in the class. All right? Okay. Good night then. See you all on next Wednesday. Bye-bye.
Good night, ma'am.
Good night,
Good
ma'am.
night, ma'am.
Good night, ma'am. Good night, everyone.
Good night,
Bye.
everyone. Bye.